Vanaheim was pretty, but it was nothing special. Also, the enemies weren't all that interesting in this area, but everything was nice to look at, I guess. Alfheim isn't nearly as annoying as it was in God of War 2018. It's much more aesthetically pleasing than before. There's also more of a variety of enemies to fight. I got sick of the Dark Elves pretty quickly in the last game, but in this game the Dark Elves aren't as spammy and aggressive, and the Light Elves aren't too annoying to fight either. The puzzles were also more engaging, which was the case for the whole game. I'm still not a big fan of Helheim. It's just not that interesting, just like the last game. The enemies all kind of look the same and the aesthetic really isn't doing it for me. It's just a bunch of ice and ice zombies. There also just isn't that much content here, although I did like the boss fight here. Midgard was my favorite area in God of War 2018, but in this game it's my least favorite. It's just a bunch of snow. Yeah, I get that it's Fimbulwinter, but the devs could have made this area a lot more interesting. It just wasn't that fun to explore in this game. Niflheim was just whatever. It's not as bad as the last game, but yeah, this place just wasn't that fun or interesting. Muspelheim was pretty much the same as the last game. It's still not that interesting. It mostly just consists of linear pathways. I'm also still not impressed by the aesthetic in this realm. Svartalfheim was pretty decent. It looked pretty, and I enjoyed the puzzles here. I think Asgard was kind of a letdown. It just looks kind of generic to me. I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see more of the Asgardian culture, and I don't think we was given enough time to explore it in this game. I do think that it was cool that we got to play as Atreus. This is something that I didn't think I would like. There were some funny moments during my time playing as him. I like how he tries to open the chest like Kratos and he almost breaks his hand, and he has to find another way to open it. I thought that was funny. Having the ability to play as Atreus actually gives me a reason to upgrade his gear. I think the Atreus combat wasn't that bad. It was fast and it felt fluid. I also like the ability to use arrows. This adds variety to the combat in this game and it makes it more dynamic. I think this was a good way of involving multiple playable characters in this game. I think the Spider-Man games should take notes. Now we get to the story. And this story also has a lot of issues. The dialogue still isn't great. It's still too on the nose and it's not subtle. The characters just talk way too much. And it's not even necessary most of the time. A lot of it is just pointing out obvious things that we can see happening. There's just too much talking in this game. I don't need everything told to me.
Whoa, are you seeing this? That huge crane's moving this way. Hey, looks like you stopped the water flow in that trough. Hey, it looks like this machine is dropping ore into the water trough.
There's also too much talking during combat. It takes me out of those tense situations. The characters were a mixed bag in this game. I think Kratos is even better in this game. He gets much more characterization, which is something I really like. I like how he slowly shows more emotion throughout the game. And his transition towards expressing his emotions more feels earned and it doesn't feel forced. This is one of the only parts of the story that I can say that about. I also like the scene where Kratos tells a story to Atreus. It subtly portrays how much weight he feels on his shoulders. So much so that death will be preferable. This was genuinely an excellent scene.